Hey guys, there's a good article I read the other day. How old is too old to start playing guitar? Are you too old to start playing guitar and to start learning? So I want to talk about that a little bit. The concept of being too old to play guitar for me and for anybody else who's also old like me, but anybody who's playing guitar, is it doesn't seem like it seems like a silly question. I'm not sure why somebody would think they might be too old to play guitar. And there are reasons why it just might not be a good idea for you in your situation, but I don't think age necessarily has anything to do with it. For instance, if somebody's older and retired, they could have more time to put into it. They maybe don't have a full-time job, or maybe they do have a full-time job. If they have a family, don't have a family. But one of the things, regardless of your age or your time in your life, you have to figure out if you have enough time to put into it. How much time do you need? It's a good question. It depends on your goals and how long you plan to get there. If your goal is to just learn some chords, strum some folk songs, maybe play some pop songs here and there, just kind of like a side hobby thing, then you don't really need a lot of time. The more time you have, the more you'll get to be able to play that point. But in general, you're okay. Like maybe about 6 months or a year, you'll be able to play like a decent amount of songs if you put some time into it. Like maybe a few hours a week, I would say. A few hours a week, you should be the average person up until you're 60, 70 maybe. Depends on your fingers too. First of all, there's no bar that I know of that says a 60, 70-year-old person can always do these things with their hands. So there's no real way to answer that. There are certain people that are articulate with their hands and some that aren't. If you're older and you aren't already articulate with your hands and you don't have time, then the answer for you, as you can imagine, probably you might not get a lot out of it. Sure, you can play it and everything like that, but just be careful of what you expect and in what kind of a time frame. If you worked your whole life, but you're not really used to dexterity with your hands, like you haven't done like a lot of coding or typing, which kind of help because people that do that, your hands already are kind of articulate and can move pretty well for like a long time. It would probably be a little bit easier for somebody like that. And again, this has almost nothing to do with age necessarily. It's more on the general person. You can be 20 years old and not just have enough strength in your hands to maybe want to play that or enough time to do it. So I think age is a factor that you don't need to put in there. Age is just a number. Age is just a number. Age, I don't have any more age jokes. So age really has nothing to do with it. But you want to make sure you have enough time to practice, whatever that ends up being. Whether that's an hour a week, maybe that's 5 hours a day, maybe that's 5 to 6 hours every single day, depending on what your goals are. Basics, here, I'll show you. So for something like basic strumming, something like... For something like that, you could probably do that in a few months. But for something a little more complicated, if you're only doing it a few minutes a week, you're not going to get there. So my advice to you is if you want to play, and you think you're too old, just pick up a guitar and play. The sooner, the better, and the more you'll have fun. Make it a good hobby, make it a lifestyle. When you make it a lifestyle, it ends up being more fun, ends up being part of your life, and you're less likely to put it down because you actually kind of want it. You want to play it, it's a lot of fun. If you're not sure what to get, I'm going to be doing a video very soon about starter guitars. And leave a note in the comments if you're interested in that. Also, please leave a note in the comments. Let me know how old you were when you started, or if you did start when you're older and you just couldn't get it. You think maybe it's just not for you. But I'd be interested to hear your story. Let me know. I'll have some more videos coming up very soon, and you guys have a great New Year's Eve and a great